What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? Hey, man, y'all done did it again. Tuned in to another episode of All Truth, No Chaser. As you know, I am your host, Larry S. White II. And, man, I appreciate y'all tuning in today. So, listen, today, man, I am up at Grand Imaging at 1710 North Post Oak Road. They hosted me today in room 205 out here in Houston, Texas, man. I'm so honored to have them. They are a black-owned company, so you should check them out if you got some whatnots that you want to get done. But today, I want to talk about, did you guys see the guy in Ohio who had to go to court? And I think they gave him like 18 counts because he was housing the homeless in his church. You feel me? So I don't know if you guys saw that, but it's crazy. And at first I thought like is this fake? You know, because who has so much energy and time to want to go arrest a pastor of a church who got homeless people that he's taking care of in his church during a winter storm? Like, where they do that at? And not only is it real, what I found strange is that when they interviewed the brother, and they interviewed the brother on Fox, and it posed like all these questions started to rise in me, because if you watch Fox, you understand that Fox got sued for lying. They had all these cases that went against them that they lost, and instead of saying that they are a news organization, they doubled down on the fact that they just entertainment. And I get it, they're entertainment, which means to entertain, they could take no responsibility for how people respond to what they give. They hands off now, right? They can say whatever they're going to say. They can do whatever they're going to do within the news umbrella. All for the point of to say we're going to say these things, but understand, right? We're not a news organization, so they don't want to take responsibility for what they put out. And they have this idea, they paint this picture, pause. They paint this picture, not the idea. They paint this picture that they are Christian-based, right? I'm using air quotes on that. That they all about pro-Bible. I'm putting air quotes on that. And what I find peculiar is how people pick and choose. People pick and choose. And depending on who you talk to, they like to tell you that the Bible, that we need to have a separation of church and state. But there is no separation of church and state. And so because there is no separation of church and state, let's just keep it a buck here. Jesus does care about politics. Jesus is very aware of politics. He tells this parable to a group of people, and the people that are in this crowd, you got some Herodians in this crowd, you got some Sadducees in this crowd, you got some Pharisees in this crowd. And I'm going to prove to you, if you will, in my opinion, that Jesus does care about politics. Okay, because if you go to Mark 12:12, and I'm just going to read this, right, because this is very, very important. And I'm going to tell you why it's very important. In Mark 12:12, it says, the chief priests, the teachers of the law, and the elders looked for a way to arrest him being Jesus, because they knew he had spoken a parable against them. So you got these group of people that's in the crowd, and they mad. Their feelings is hurt because they don't like what Jesus had to say that was geared toward them. But they were afraid of the crowd. They didn't want to get bad opinions. So they left and went away. They left and went away to huddle up. They huddled up to try to figure out how can they get Jesus, because now you scheming, okay? Because if you go away and then you come back, and they came back, some Pharisees and Herodians, to Jesus to catch him in his words. So now they want to try to set you up for failure. Now look, we know people like that, but we're gonna stay focused on politics, Jesus. We want to stay focused on that. They came to him and said, teacher, we know that you're a man of integrity. So they already know that Jesus he A1. You aren't swayed by others. So that means they already know that he ain't worried about nobody's opinion. because you pay no attention to who they are. So he already knows that no matter who you are, he gonna tell you what it is. He don't care if you a Roman. He don't care if you the leader in the Pharisees. He don't care. He gonna keep it a buck with you. But you teach the way of God in accordance with the truth. So they know that he teaches the truth. Is it right to pay imperial tax to Caesar or not? And Jesus says, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. So they failed. It didn't work out. Here's my question to you, man. We have policies. We have policies right now. We have policies that says if you feed the homeless, you get a ticket. That happened here in the city of Houston. You had 54 citations. The police gave 54 citations to folks feeding the homeless, giving them food. They passing laws. You got one party, right? You got one party, and this actually is taking place in all red states in America. And understand, Jesus don't got no alliance to no Democrat, no Independent, no Green Party, no Republican Party. Jesus don't care about none of that. Like for real. He don't care about none of that. What he does care about is how you treat people. But you end up having these red states where they denied free money. On what planet do you not want free money? Like, who don't want free money? And what was the free money for? To feed kids during the summer. Red states made a decision that they will not accept free money to feed kids during the summer. Like, you can't discipline your kids. You discipline your kids, they tell you you gotta take your kids away because you want to teach them to have righteous fear, to have respect for their elders, to have respect for people in authority. They want to take your kids away. You can't house the homeless. So basically what you're telling me is, I can't feed children. I can't take care of people who are displaced for whatever reason that may be. I can't discipline my children with the fear of losing my kid because somebody might decide to pick up a phone because they saw me dealing with my child for the decisions that they made. Can't do none of that. So basically, I need to have Bible, but not live by Bible. I need to know Jesus, but not live by characteristics of Jesus. Look, man, I just personally, I don't understand it. I don't understand the disconnect between Jesus' Bible and Jesus talked about. I don't get it. I also don't get how comfortable people are. Y'all saw the little Nas X thing. And I don't even know why people mad. Like, you got these people all up in arms and they pissed off at Lil Nas X. I ain't even see the video, bro. I just saw like the newspaper, not the newspaper, but what was on social media. I didn't spend no time actually watching it. I'm a firm believer. I ain't giving no clowns my attention. But what I don't get is why people mad. Like, Jesus died so people can do that. You got choice. He died so you can have choice. So why do we get mad at the choices people make? Like, who are we to be up in arms about anybody's decision about anything? Because truth of the matter is, whatever they doing, what you doing? What you got going on? Why you so focused on Tom, Dick, and Harry? You focus on Sally A, Sally Mae, and Barbara Ann. You so focused on them, but you don't spend that same energy on you. But then our government, you got these people that worship government more than they worship Bible and the Jesus in the Bible. You got this dude out here who's very clear. He's very passionate. He's very purposeful. This dude ain't dumb. He's not dumb. He ain't. I ain't finna say his name. But he's already telling you what he's about when it comes to running the country. Matter of fact, look. Let's dead that. Stop. If you believe that the United States of America is a country that fears God, you playing yourself. If you believe the United States of America is like a God-fearing country, you playing yourself. If you believe that the founding fathers of this country like founded this country because they just wanted to be Christians, you playing yourself. Like, for real. Like, look, Constitution of the United States of America, when they made that Constitution, it didn't include everybody. But they showed they picked the right verbiage. It didn't include women. It didn't include people of color. Over time, it became to represent everybody and women. But it didn't start out that way. You they get these things twisted and they get it mixed up because we don't take the time out to know, like, our history. And it's unfortunate, right? I'm not trying to blame nobody. It's unfortunate because the truth of the matter is the education system don't do a good job teaching history. We don't do a good job at, like, knowing our history. We don't do a good job at, like, we don't even study to show ourselves approved. Where they show themselves, like, who do that? Like, for real. You go to church on the internet and you think that, like, that's enough. I'm not trying to say that it's not enough. I think you need to do whatever you got to do. However you're going to get your word, you should do that. Do that. And I'm all for it. But what I'm saying is to study thyself approved. This is what that means. Studying and show thyself approved. This is what that means. You get up and go to work. Do you do a good job at your job? Since we're talking about politics, do you know who your mayor is? Do you know the governor of your state? Do you know what kind of policies they putting out there? Are you doing your homework? Because the reason I'm asking, are you doing your homework? Because we do our homework on movies. We do our homework on famous people. We do our homework on celebrities. We do our homework on other things. Like, if we were having a conversation, you could tell me everything that's going on in Will Smith's life, Jada Pickett's life. We knew all that. Yo, we did a deep dive on that. We knew all that. If we're going to talk about Lil Wayne and his lyrics, if we're going to talk about Jay-Z and his lyrics, if we're going to talk about what was going on with, because everybody trying to say that Jamie Foxx is a clone or something like that because he went to McDonald's and have the tattoo on his neck. See, I'm trying to tell you, look, these things we know. But, like, yo, like, how many books in the Bible, son? I'm just, like, how many? Can you name them? I can't name them all. Like, I missed that part of Vacation Bible School. But you dig where I'm going. What kind of relationship you got with yourself? The relationship you got with yourself is directly related to the kind of relationship you have with God. If you don't like you, then you probably don't like God. If you don't like your moms, you definitely don't like God. And when I say God, let's be clear. Because God did, make sure you're talking about Jesus did. Because everybody got different gods. Your gods can be money. Your gods can be social media. Your gods can be Instagram. Your gods can be likes. Your gods can be comment. Your God can be your car. Your God can be your sneaker. Your God can be food. You can choose. But what is important and what I desire for us to walk away with from this conversation is that you are conscious and that you are aware that the factions that are going on around you as far as what this government is concerned, because Jesus is very clear about one statement. When you meet this brother, he gonna say, I was hungry. You knew I was hungry and you didn't feed me. I was cold. You knew I was cold. You ain't give me no jacket. I was homeless. You knew I was homeless. You couldn't give me nowhere to lay my head. I wanted to talk to you, but you ignored me. I wanted to know how you was doing and you wouldn't share with me. I asked you to be truthful with me and you couldn't do that either. Like we're going to keep it a buck. So they pass laws saying they're passing laws that go against the very thing that Jesus said he going to be looking for. This is all truth, no chasing, man. I got to keep it a buck with y'all. And I appreciate y'all for listening, man. See y'all later. Peace.